I'll be on, children. My name is Worzel, and this is a story of Rapunzel. It starts off with a couple of hippies living in a village, and they're not able to have any children. They try different positions, artificial insemination, even test tubes, but they don't have no luck. Next door there were a wonderful garden, and in it the wife seen an old bed of Rapunzel plants, and began to get a craving for Rapunzel salad. Ignoring the fact that the neighbour were a witch, she nagged and nagged her husband to go get her some for dinner. "This is already very sexist and discriminatory. Nagging wife, witch. What next? Feminist antichrist?" "I am sure that my wife is a witch. She can go from happy to throwing a frying pan at my head in a space of time faster than the speed of light." "I don't think she's a witch. And me too. I won't throw a frying pan at your head." "Oh, go easy, bro. That's pretty uncool." "I don't care about cool. How many times you see Chinese kids at school hit the cool one? Chinese do what Chinese like. We rude at shop, push into line, invade people's personal space. Chinese don't care about cool." "Bullshit!" So the husband, he thinks, well, happy wife, happy life. So he gets her what she wants. But she keeps wanting more and more until obviously the witch catched him in her garden and told him she'd turn his balls into prunes for stealing. The man weeps at this because he loves these balls, but he confesses they're not serving him too well. The witch sees an opportunity here, so she cups his balls and makes him cough 3 times, then tells him to go home and service his wife, and when she's had a child to give it to her, and if he don't, well, his balls will be turned into prunes. "Fuck me, you're doing it again, you flaming scrub turkey. That's not the bloody story, and you know it. Are you a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic or what? Couple of roos loose in the top paddock, mate?" "Don't you be too hard on him. I got me some wood thinking of that old witch cupping them balls. Might go look up some granny porn right now and finish it off. Amen, brother." Oh dear, I didn't expect that. Moving right along, as soon as the man's wife had her baby, the witch comes and grabs it and calls it Rapunzel, because it turns out we're as pretty as a Rapunzel flower, that little girl. Now when she hits puberty and her ears start growing down, well, the old witch thought, "Bagger this, there's going to be boys sniffing round here like dogs after a bitch on eat soon," so she locked her up in a high tower, where Rapunzel couldn't meet any boys or even have a bath or cut her hair.
"Oh no, I think that must have been a very smelly place in great need of disinfectant."
"Oh, this one is sounding like a minstrel hut. I keep my wife in one too and she is broken." Now Rapunzel passed her time in the tower doing crosswords, sudoku, and singing. She made up her own songs like, "What is this hair doing under my arms?" and "I wish I had thumbs on my feet." She had never seen no boy, and she were homeschooled, so she weren't too bright. One day a handsome yoga teacher were riding by and heard her singing about her armpits and thought it was the most original song he'd ever heard. "Finally, we are past the bourgeois obsession with princes and wealth. I am very happy to meet this yoga teacher." What is the fucking point of a yoga teacher? He can probably lick his own balls, but can he buy investment properties or single malt whiskey? That's fucking bullshit. I think this is very healthy. Physical fitness and a natural body here. Wunderbar. But the poor yoga teacher, no matter how flexible he is, he can't find a way up into the tower. So he just sits and watches. After a couple of days, he sees the witch come and sing out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, undo your bloody hair, would you?" And a long mane of golden hair came falling down the tower, and the witch climbed up it. He could hear the girl's beautiful voice in the tower calling, "Ouch! Fuck! Hurry up! Ow!" Oh man, this gotta hurt, eh? She must have a pretty strong neck, though. So after the witch climbs down again, the yoga teacher goes to the tower and repeats, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, undo your bloody hair, would you?" Flop! Down comes the golden locks, and being a nimble yoga teacher, he scampers up like a rat up a drain pipe. Rapunzel had hardly gasped her second ouch when she saw the strange form before her. "Hello," she said. "Why don't you have no boobs?" "Well, I be a man, see. I don't have boobs, but I've got one of these," and he popped out his willy for her to have a look at. "Oh, I've never seen a man or anything like that before," Rapunzel gasped. "That thing looks very useful." "Oh yes, it's a wonderful thing. Smells like fish in here. Oh, that's probably because I don't bath." "All right, you've outdone yourself now. I thought the last one was the biggest pile of crap ever, but this is beyond the beyond. It's the crap that even crap calls crap."
"I'm a man, and I have a thing like the yoga teacher, too. I like to play with it when I go on the train, but the police keep telling me I can't.
I don't want to see that bloody shit on train. If I see that shit, I'll fight you, then spare you, then fight you again. Well, Rapunzel and her prince found that they could play lots of games with their different bits and spent the whole night learning new yoga positions. During the day, the witch could come visit, then during evenings, the yoga teacher. This were all fine until one day Rapunzel, not being too bright, says to the witch, "You take so long to climb up my ear compared to that yoga teacher who gets up here in no time." The witch's feelings were so hurt and betrayed that she cut off Rapunzel's hair on the spot and sent her to live in the wastelands of Chernobyl.
This is a very good punishment. What was the boy doing playing around without even paying a bride price?
Very typical Western decadence. Why not just buy prostitute? I have 20 you could choose from. I make a very good deal. So when the yoga teacher next climbs up, he finds the hair tied off to a broom handle with the witch sitting on Rapunzel's bed. "You've been a naughty boy, haven't you?" she says, "and now you'll never see Rapunzel ever again." The yoga teacher was so sad to hear this, he jumped out of the tower and poked his eyes with thorns at the bottom, so he got blinded. And then he just started wandering aimlessly in all sorts of directions. Bullshit! He'd get run over or fall off a cliff. Well, he didn't, and he eventually reached Chernobyl and smelled Rapunzel, who by then had teenage children and recurring herpes because they had never used condoms in the tower. They hugged and cried, and when her tears leaked on his face, his eyes got better and he could see again. And he saw his teenage children and wished he'd used a condom. And even if they were shitty teenagers with shitty attitudes, he and his dopey Rapunzel were quite happy and lived happily ever after. Is there a moral from this story, or is it just nonsense? I think the moral is that you don't listen to a nagging wife, don't steal from witches' gardens, and don't do sneaky relationships. And remember to use a condom. And if you're jumping out of a tower into torn bushes, wear safety glasses for Christ's sake. And don't forget, witches have feelings too, you know. They're only witches because we call them witches. Otherwise, they're just people.
I wonder what happened to her hair after the witch cut it all off. I hope they used it to make wigs for babies with cancer. That's what Jesus would have wanted.
Yeah, not good to leave your hair just lying around, eh? Bad shit can happen if the wrong people get it. You know, black magic and that sort of stuff.
I think the bad shit already happened. Well, you're not listening. I don't know what happened to her chopped off ear. I don't even think it's part of the blimmin' story. Anyway, children, good night, and I don't think too much about what happened to Rapunzel's hair afterwards. They probably just made pillows from it, and you're probably sleeping on one right now. See you next time. Good night.